I will talk about binomial probability distribution in this video. First, I will define binomial probability distribution. Then, I will talk about common notations and formulas we see in binomial probability distribution, and we will also work on few examples of binomial probability distribution. So let's look at this definition of binomial probability distribution. Probability distribution of the number of successes in a sequence of an independent trial where result of each trial has either a success or a failure is binomial probability distribution. Now let's look at the common notation and formulas that we commonly see in binomial probability distribution. N is number of trials. P is probability of successes in a trial. Q is probability of failure in a trial, so Q is 1 minus P. And probability of X successes is probability of X, and this is the formula for probability of X, where this expression Nx is given by this formula here. So let's look at this example of binomial probability distribution. A poll conducted in a particular airline suggests that 67% of flights are on time. We randomly select 9 flights. So here we have to find all these probabilities. For us to work on all these problems from 1 to 6, first we need to find out what is N, what is P, and what is Q. So from the question up here, we know our N is 9, our probability is 0.67, and our Q is 0.33. Q is 1 minus P, and so our P is 1 minus 0.67. So 1 minus 0.67 is 0.33. So there are 6 problems in total. So we'll work on each of these problems one at a time. And we will solve these problems in 3 different ways. One using calculator, second using formula, and third using Excel. So now let's look at this first problem here. So let me write down the formula first. So we know probability of X equals to n factorial over n minus x factorial times x factorial px q n minus x. So looking at the formula, we need n value, x value, p value, and q value. So our n, p, and q are here. So let me write down our x value. So x is, here we are supposed to find the probability that exactly 6 flights are on time. Okay. So here our x is 6. Once we know all of these n, p, q, and x, all we need to do is plug in these numbers in this formula. So let's do that. So plugging in these numbers in this formula, we get P6 equals to our n factorial. So our n is 9. So for the numerator, we have 9 factorial. And for the denominator, we have n minus x. So that is 9 minus 6 factorial times our x is 6. So it will be 6 factorial. Then our p is 0.67, so 0.67, and we need x, so x is 6, and our q is 0.33, 0.33, and our n is 9, and our x is 6. So now you can plug in all these numbers in a calculator. So from calculator, I get 0.2730. Therefore, the probability that exactly 6 flights are on time is this, 0.2730. So now let me show you how to get the probability in calculator. We need to punch second, then go to distribution, then use this arrow key to go all the way down where you see binomial PDF. So that's what we need. Then hit enter. So for this one, let me move my calculator a little bit. So on here, our trial is 9. So this is from question. So let me punch in 9. So our p-value is 0.67. Now our x value is 6. So once we enter all these values, all we need to do is hit enter. Okay. So hit enter again, and so we got this using calculator, which is exactly the same as what we got using the formula. So now let me show you how to get this probability in Excel. So for that, we need to type equals, then type binom.dist, then put parentheses here. Then so for this scenario, our number is 6, our n is 6, then type comma, then our trials is 9, so type 9, then type comma. So here our success probability is 0.67, so type that. Now, since we want to find probability only at one particular value, we'll use false. So here you can just type false, or you can also type 0. Then put parentheses, then hit tab or enter. So using Excel, we got 0.273067, which is exactly the same as what we got using formula and also using calculator. So now let's look at this second problem here. So here we are supposed to find the probability that exactly 3 flights are on time. So for this problem, our x is 3. So let me write down the formula that we'll be using to calculate this probability. So it is probability of x equals to n factorial over n minus x factorial times x factorial px times qn minus x. So now we know our p, q, n, and x. All we need to do is plug in these numbers into the formula, into this formula. So doing that, we get probability of 3 equals to 9 factorial over 9 minus 3 factorial times 3 factorial 0.67. Our x is 3 and q is 0.33. 0.33. Our n is 9 minus 3. So once we are done plugging in the number into the formula, all we need to do is put in these numbers in a calculator. On doing that, I get 0.326. So what this tells us is the probability that exactly 3 flights are on time is 0.326. Now let me show you how to get this probability in a calculator. So for that, punch in second, then punch in distribution, then use this arrow key to go all the way down to Binomial PDF, then select that, then hit enter. So here our trial is 9, our probability is 0.67, then hit enter. Our x is 3, then hit enter. So hit enter and hit enter. So we got 0.3267766 using calculator, which is exactly the same as what we got using formula. So now let me show you how to get the same probability using Excel. So for that, type in equals, then type in binom dot dist, then put parentheses, then type your n value. N here is 3, then type comma, then type in trials. So there are 9. Then type comma, then the probability is 0.67, so type that, then type in comma. Then since we are trying to find the probability only at one particular value, so we'll use false. So for that, you can type either FALSE or type in 0, and then close your parentheses, then type enter. So we got 0.032628 using Excel, which is exactly the same as what we got using formula and using calculator. Now let's look at the third problem here. So here we are supposed to find the probability that less than 3 flights are on time. So we are supposed to find probability of x less than 3. So this is what we are supposed to find. So this can also be written as probability of x less than 3 is equal to probability of 0 plus probability of 1 plus probability of 2. So now we can find probability of 0 flight on time, probability of 1 flight on time, and probability of 2 flight on time, and then add all those up. Then that gives us probability that less than 3 flights are on time. So for us to find these individual probabilities, we can use this formula. So probability of x equals to n factorial over n minus x factorial times x factorial px times qn minus x. Now let's find probability of 0. So that would be 9 factorial over 9 minus 0 factorial times 0 factorial 0.670, and q is 0.33, our n is 9, and our x is 0. Okay, so when we put these numbers in a calculator, we get 0.1200464. Now let's find probability of 1. So probability of 1 equals to 9 factorial over 9 minus 1 factorial times 1 factorial 0.67 to the power 1 times 0.339 minus 1. So when we put these numbers in a calculator, that comes out to be 0.008481. So again, let's find probability of 2. So for that, all we need to do is plug in the numbers in this formula. So plugging in number, we get 9 factorial over 9 minus 2 factorial times 2 factorial 0.67 power 2 0.33 9 minus 2. So now we can plug in these numbers in a calculator. So on doing that, I got 0.0068. Now for us to find the probability that less than 3 flights are on time, all we need to do is add these probabilities. We need to add probability of 0, probability of 1, and probability of 2. So on adding those numbers, I got 0.00778. So basically the probability that less than 3 flights are on time is this, 0.00778. Now let me show you how to find this probability in a calculator. If we use binomial CDF in calculator, it always gives us less than or equal to. For less than 3, we can write, let me move this at the corner here. Basically, for less than 3, we can write, I'll just make a box here and write that here. So, probability of x less than 3 is equal to probability of x less than or equal to 2. So now we can put this part in a calculator. So let me show you how to do that. So for that, go to second distribution, then come down to binomial CDF. Okay. Binomial CDF, then hit enter. So on here, our trial is 9, so that's what we'll put. And our p-value is 0.67. Our x value is 2. Then hit enter. So we got 0.007781787 using calculator, which is exactly the same as what we got using formula. Now let me show you how to find this probability in Excel. Let me move this little bit here. So now for that, type in equals, then type in binomial dot distribution, type in parentheses, then our n for this is 2 and our trials is 9. Then type in our probability, which is 0.67. So for this one, since we are looking at the cumulative probability up to 2, we will use true, or you can just type 1 and then close parentheses, then hit enter. So we got 0.00782 using Excel, which is exactly the same as what we got using formula and a calculator. So this is problem number 4. Here we are supposed to find the probability that at most 3 flights are on time. So this can also be written as probability of x less than or equal to 3. So basically that is equal to probability of 0 plus probability of 1 plus probability of 2 plus probability of 3. So now we need to calculate probability of 0, probability of 1, probability of 2, and probability of 3. So once we calculate those, we need to add all these probabilities together to find the probability that at most 3 flights are on time. So for probability of 0, probability of 1, and probability of 2, we calculated these probabilities in previous problem in this video. So I'm just going to copy those here. So probability of 0 is 0.00464. Probability of 1 is 0.0008481. Probability of 2 is 0.00688. Now we have to find probability of 3. So let's calculate that. So probability of 3 is, we need to plug in the values for n, p, q, x in the formula. So we get 9 factorial over 9 minus 3 factorial times 3 factorial, 0.67 to the power 3, 0.339 minus 3, 9 minus 3. So now once we have this setup, all we need to do is put these numbers in the calculator, and doing that we get 0.03262.8. So now once we have probability of 0, 1, 2, and 3, all we need to do is add these numbers up. 0.0404. So basically the probability that at most 3 flights are on time is 0.0404. Now let me show you how to get this probability in a calculator. So in this example here, we need to find less than or equal to 3. We can use binomial CDF. So for that, we can go to second, then go to distribution, then go use this arrow key to go all the way down to binomial CDF, then hit enter. So here our trials is 9, our p value is 0.67, 0.67, then hit enter. Our x value is 3, then hit enter, then hit enter, then again hit enter. So that gives us 0.404095523, which is exactly same as what we got using formula. Now let me show you how to get this probability in Excel. So for that, type in equals, then type in binom dot distribution, DIST, then type in parentheses, then number is 3, then type comma, then type trials is 9, then type comma, our probability is 0.67, then type comma. So here, since we are looking at the cumulative probability up to 3, we will use true. So basically, you can type TRUE, true, or you can just type 1. Then close your parentheses, then hit enter. So we got 0.04041. So this is what exactly we got using calculator and also using formula. Now let's look at another problem, that is problem number 5. Here we need to find the probability that more than 7 flights are on time. So that means we have to find probability of more than 7 flights. For us to find probability of x greater than 7, we can just find probability of 8 and probability of 9 and add those together. So let's find probability of 8 first. So probability of 8 equals to 9 factorial over 9 minus 8 factorial times 8 factorial. So our P is 0.678 and 0.339 minus 8. 9 minus 8. So once we have this, we can plug in all these numbers in a calculator. We get 0.12060. Now let's find probability of 9. So to find that, we have 9 factorial over 9 minus 9 factorial times 9 factorial, 0.679 and 0.339 minus 9. So this is equal to 0.027206. Now, to find probability that more than 7 flights are on time, all we need to do is add these probabilities, probability of 8 and probability of 9. So adding those two probabilities, we get 0.147808. So basically what this tells us is probability of getting that more than 7 flights are on time is 0.147808. So now let me show you how to get this probability in a calculator. So to find this probability in calculator, we can use Binomial PDF. We can use Binomial PDF and calculate probability of 8 and probability of 9 separately and add those two probabilities. So now let's find probability of 8. So for that, hit second, go to distribution and go all the way down to Binomial PDF. Okay, then hit enter. So our trials is 9, our probability is 0.67 and our x value here is 8. Then hit enter. So once we have that, this is probability of 8. Now we need to find probability of 9. So then go to second, go to distribution, then use this arrow key to go all the way down to Binomial PDF. Then select that, then hit enter. Our trial is 9. Our probability is same, but for our x value is different. Since here we are trying to find probability of 9, so our 9 will be our x value. Then hit enter. Okay. Then again hit enter. So this is the probability of 9. So now all you need to do is add these two different probabilities. So for that, type plus, then use this arrow key to select that probability, then hit enter, then hit enter. So that will give us 0. So here we got 0.147808636 using calculator, which is exactly same as what we got using formula. So now let me show you how to find this probability in Excel. So for that, type in equals, then type in binom dot dist, then type in parentheses. So your number is 8, then your trials is 9, your probability is 0.67. Then type in comma, then type false. Since we want to find probability only at one particular value, that is 8, we will use false. You can just type in false or type in 0, then hit enter. So that gives us probability at 8. Now let's find probability at 9. So again, type in equals, then type in binom dot dist, then put parentheses. Then number is 9. Our trial is 9. Our percent is 0.67. Then type in false. Since we are trying to find probability at one point, that is probability at 9, we will use false, or you can also type 0. Then close your parentheses, then hit enter. So that gives us probability at 9. Now all we need to do is we need to add these two different probabilities. So for that, hit equals, then select that, then add, then come down here and select that and hit enter. So that gives, so we got 0.1478009 using Excel, and this is what exactly we got using formula and also calculator. So let's work on the next problem. So this will be the last problem. Here we want to find the probability that at least 7 flights are on time. So probability of at least 7 flights are on time. This is what we need to find. So for that, we can find probability of 7, probability of 8, and probability of 9, and add these together. So now let's find probability of 7. So 9 factorial over 9 minus 7 factorial times 7 factorial. So 0.677 and 0.339 minus 7. When we put this in a calculator, we get 0.23760. So for probability of 8 and 9, we already found those probabilities in previous problem. So all I'm going to do here is just copy those probability of 8 and probability of 9 here. So probability of 8 was 0.12060, and probability of 9 that we found on the previous problem was 0.02760. Now to find this probability, so we can just add probability of 7, probability of 8, and probability of 9. So which is this, this, and this. On adding those numbers, we get 0.3854. So basically, the probability that at least 7 flights are on time is 0.3854. So I'll just circle that. We can also find this probability in a calculator. So let me show how to get that in a calculator. So for us to find this probability in calculator, we can just find probability of 7, probability of 8, and probability of 9 using Binomial PDF and just add those up together. So let's find probability of 7 first. So for that, we need to punch second, go to distribution, then go down where you see Binomial PDF, then hit enter. So our trials is 9. Our p-value is 0.67. Our x-value is 7 in this case. So then hit enter, then hit enter. So this is probability of 7. So now once we have that, let's find probability of 8. So again, go to second, go to distribution, then come down where you see Binomial PDF, then hit enter. So our trials will be same, our probability will be same. The only thing that will be changing is x value. Since we are trying to find probability of 8, so we'll just change that and put 8 there. So hit enter. So this is the probability of 8. Now we need to find probability of 9. So then go to second, go to distribution, then come down to Binomial PDF. Okay. Then hit enter. So our trial will be 9. Probability will still be 0.67. So we need to change x value, which is 9, since we are trying to find probability of 9. Then hit enter, then hit enter. So probability of 9 is 0.27. Now let's add these numbers up. So for that, we can just add, select that and add, and then again add, go up here and then hit enter. Again hit enter. So we got 0.3854 using calculator, which is exactly what we got using formula. So here we need to find probability of 7, 8, and 9 using Excel. So for that, here we need to type in equals, type binom dot dist, then put parentheses. Our number is 7, our trials is 9, our probability is 0.67. Then type in comma. We will type in false since we are trying to find probability at 7. So you can either type false or type in 0. Then close your parentheses, then hit enter. Okay. So now we need to find probability of 8. So for that, we need to type in equals, then type in binom dot dist, then type in parentheses, our number is 8, our trials is 9, our probability is 0.67, then we will type false since we are trying to find probability at 7, then hit enter. Okay. So now let's find probability at 9. So then type in equals, then type in binom dot dist, then type in parentheses, then type our number is 9, our trial is 9, our probability is 0.67, then type in false. Then close parentheses, then hit enter. So these are the probabilities. Now all we need to do is add these probabilities. So type in equals, then type in sum, then go up here and select those cell, then close your parentheses, then hit enter. So that will give us probability. So we got 0.3854 using Excel. So this is what exactly we got using calculator and also using formula. So finally, here I have listed all the probabilities for each scenario. Thank you for watching. We hope this video was helpful. Please like and subscribe our channel. We will be bringing more and more videos on variety of topics.